Hi there, welcome back. How are you, beautiful soul? How are you feeling today? So in this beautiful video, we wanted to go through all the feelings that we can have when we feel disconnected from our beautiful spirit guides. They wanted me to go through this today to see if any of this resonates with you. And then later we'll talk about the group coaching that we're offering that will be ending on the 30th of August. The 31st of August is the last day for the 75% off. But let's go through all the things that we could be feeling when we're disconnected and we don't know that they're there. The first thing for me was to feel that I was feeling alone in this life. You know, this loneliness that keeps creeping up on you all the time, that you just don't feel connected, you know, no matter how much other people around you love you, you still feel alone. You still feel lonely inside, you know, because I used to sit with that a lot. And I used to think, well, how can I feel lonely when I have these beings around me that love me, you know? There was a time where, yes, I felt that way. I was surrounded by family, surrounded by beings that loved me, and yet I felt all alone in the world, you know, completely disconnected. The other thing that was coming through a lot for me in my lifetime is feeling misunderstood, because I just see things so differently to others, you know. I interpret things very differently to others, especially those around me. And so I was constantly feeling like I just didn't fit in anywhere. You know, for those of you who feel like you don't fit in anywhere, I was one of them for a really long time. You know, going through school, I didn't have any friends in primary school, the first 7 years of school here in Australia. And it wasn't until high school that I actually started making friends. I just didn't feel the need. I didn't feel I needed any connections. You know, I was so busy reading all the time, trying to learn about this place. You know, I was so fascinated with this life that I wanted to learn all about it. You know, when I was little, I was constantly reading books, trying to learn more, expand my knowledge more. So, but, you know, to others, I always looked very different. I always looked like I didn't fit in anywhere. And as I got older, that's how it felt, you know, that I just, because of my thinking and the way I see the world, I always felt like I just don't fit anywhere, you know, like a square peg in a round hole sort of thing. That was me for a long time. And when you have connection with your spirit guides, that it doesn't matter anymore that you don't fit in with other human beings, because they know you, you know, they get you, they understand why you think differently, why you look at everything differently. They just know you. And so there's this beautiful deep connection, you know, that you no longer feel lonely. You don't need to. You have them, you know, you have this gorgeous connection. And you feel like you belong when you're with them, you know. You're one of them is the beauty of it, you know. You no longer don't fit in, if that makes sense, if you know what I mean. You have a team. I like calling them my team, you know, or a group, or whatever it is that you want to call it, you know, that's your group, you know, and they're just like you, which is really, really beautiful, you know. For most of my life, I felt invisible. You know, after my sister was born, I felt cast aside, and I began to feel really invisible to my mum, especially. And so that's something, you know, that for many of you, if you feel invisible in this world, like unseen, unheard, all of that, that's impossible once you start connecting with your spirit guides, because you are in constant communication with them, and they are there just for you. You know, they're there just to guide you and to assist you on your journey. So it's this magical ride that you get on, you know, once you start this gorgeous communication with them. All of these feelings that we had going through adult life, you know, this, for me, being invisible was a huge one, you know, after my sister was born. And that was one that, as soon as I started, you know, talking to them, you just can't feel invisible, because anytime you just say any of their names, they're always there. They just show up, and then there's this feeling of being held, and supported, and like nothing else in this world. Yes, there are other human beings that can make you feel supported and held and loved and all the rest, but the frequency of love that these beings bring through is just something beyond this reality. That the frequency is just so high. It's so blissful. It's like nothing of this world, And we can be this frequency all the time if we choose to. We can be it, We just have to remember in every moment that we are this unconditional love. They never step away from it. Our beautiful spirit guides, they never stop being unconditional love. And so when we are in their presence, they can assist us in reminding us that this is what we are too. It's just that we've forgotten so that we can have this human experience. But we can return to it at any time. At any time. You can choose to come back to the beautiful unconditional love that you are, What I found was that you can feel disconnected from this world, when you're not in communication with your beautiful spirit guides. I felt very disconnected, from the people around me, disconnected from this planet even, from beautiful nature. I had no connection to nature before I had my first awakening, And even with my first awakening, what happened was I didn't start talking to them as soon as I had my awakening. My awakening was quite gradual, it took quite a long process. And for the first 10 years of that awakening, it was all about working through the process of forgiveness, or playing with the process of forgiveness. I'm beginning to see that life is more like play than it is of work, We're not here to work anything. We're here to explore and discover and, play. This is the soul's journey. And so I spent the first 10 years playing with forgiveness. I had to learn to forgive others. It wasn't something that I was taught, but I was guided along the way by my beautiful spirit team. I know now, they guided me through that whole process, and then going through the forgiving yourself, And then after that was when I got through that whole process, was that I began to have this gorgeous communication with my spirit guides. And you can't feel disconnected, once you're with them. There's just this incredible connection, because you remember that you're still connected to spirit. You never separated. All these years there was the illusion that I'm separate from spirit, I'm disconnected, and spirit's all the way up there and I'm all the way down here, and we are these separate things. When you start communicating with your spirit guides, you realize, oh wow, I've never been separate, not for 1 second, not 1 second. And the other thing that comes through when you start playing with your spirit guides is any sense of unworthiness that you had before. It just melts away, because they have a way of making you feel that you are just so worthy, that they adore us. Our spirit guides, they adore us. They look at us like we are the most amazing thing, And they're always bringing through that level of love that is just so high, that you can't see yourself as unworthy when you're in their presence. There's so much love and so much support, and just the way they love us, with those adoring eyes, that and they assist you in remembering the beautiful love that you are, the unconditional love that you are. And when you remember that, it's not about being worthy or not worthy anymore. This being worthy or not worthy, this is a human thing. It's a human experience we come to have. But when you're connected to spirit and you remember that connection, worthiness has nothing to do with it. We are this love. It's just what we are. It's what we're made of. It has nothing to do with you needing to earn it or being worthy of it, or it has nothing to do with any of that. It's just who we are. This beautiful unconditional love is who we are. And when you sit in that beautiful frequency, everything else seems to melt away. You know, when I'm sitting with them, I feel the love coming in. And you know what? It's like you're sitting and the sun is rising. And as the sun is rising, you feel the warmth of the sun on your body. And it makes you feel so good. But do you ever stop in the middle of that moment, of that experience, when you're with the sun and the sun is giving you its warmth and you're feeling that warmth on your body and it just feels so good? Do you ever stop to think, oh, I'm not worthy of this warmth? To the sun, do you ever say that? It's like, oh, no, not me. I'm not worthy of this warmth. You know, give it to someone else that's more worthy than me. Give them the light. I don't deserve your light. Do we ever say that to the sun? No. And when you have connection with your spirit guides, that's what it feels like. Every time they come in with their beautiful love, it just feels like the sun coming in to give you its warmth, to remind you of its light, that you are this light. You are made of the same. You're made of the same as the sun. You're made of the same as your spirit guides. It has nothing to do with worthiness. It is exactly the same as being with the sun. If you can be with the sun and enjoy its warmth and enjoy its light, you can be with your spirit guides in the same way and just allow them to love you, because that's all they want to do. You know, it's not about whether you deserve their love or not. It's yours. Same with spirit. It's not about you deserving or not deserving the love of spirit. You are spirit. You are connected in every moment. There's no separation at all, ever. You know, for many of us, we spend our whole lifetime feeling abandoned, that we have to do everything on our own. We have no support. Once you connect with your spirit guides, you realize you've never been alone for 1 second. They've never abandoned you. They've been with you the whole time, from your first breath, and even before that. Even before that, they were cheering you on before you even came, that they would be with you, they would support you. You would never be alone, ever. For me, most of this life, I've always felt overwhelmed, you know, like I'm carrying the weight of the world on my shoulders. My whole life, I've felt that way, you know, and, you know, you just realize when you start communicating with your beautiful spirit guides that you're co-creating. You don't need to be carrying the weight of the world on your shoulders anymore. You know, you're there working alongside your soul. So, my beautiful beings, what else is there? There's hopelessness. You know, some of us can feel this emptiness, that we know that there's something more. There's something that's just, no matter what we do in this lifetime, it just doesn't seem to fill this emptiness, this void inside. Many of you may resonate with that. The emptiness, I've had years like that where I just felt empty and it didn't matter what I did. You know, there was nothing filling that void. And then there are moments of hopelessness, that no matter what you do, nothing ever, ever, ever changes. It's the same thing over and over and over. Because that's the experience we came to have. And we haven't finished. We aren't done with that experience yet. But you can have this beautiful human experience and talk to your beautiful spirit guides. Know that they are with you. Feel their connection, you know. So there are so many beautiful shifts that happen when you finally connect to your gorgeous spirit guides. You may be feeling anxious as well. You know, for many of us, anxiety is about uncertainty. We're not sure about the future, what the future holds, of what's going to happen. And so we become anxious, you know. When you know that you're walking side by side with your spirit guides and your soul, and it's all aligned, there's no need for anxiety, because you know that there's a purpose to your life. You are here for a reason, and whatever happens, you learn to trust that it's meant to happen. It's meant to happen. It's for you. It's for your path. It's on your path for a reason. So, my beautiful beings, the last thing that's coming up is this longing for connection, this longing for a deeper love, more meaning to your life. Longing, that was me, yearning and yearning and yearning for so long. I didn't know what it was that I was longing for until it happened. And the beauty of it is that when you begin to communicate with your beautiful spirit guide, so many fears dissolve. They no longer have a place in your life. Fear of death, you know, for me, that was one of the first ones to go. I also had experiences where I was watching people pass over, you know, and even with my dog at the time, my dog passed over and I got to witness that. And when you see what's on the other side and how incredible it is, there's no longer a fear of it. There can't be, you know, because the fear comes because of the unknown. We don't know what's on the other side. But when you've witnessed it and how it feels when you're witnessing it, the feelings, the frequency that's coming through of love and peace and just the joy, you know, there's just no words for it. So, my beautiful beings, I promised at the end of this video I would be talking to you about the group coaching. So on the 30th of August, we will be holding a live event, and we'll be walking you through what you can expect with the Beautiful Spirit Guides course, and that we'd be working together, yeah? And from there, for those who are interested to move on with the beautiful group coaching, we will be starting on the first Saturday of September. I will talk to you all about that at the live event. And each Saturday, we will catch up for 12 Saturdays to share the beautiful stories of what's coming through, any breakthroughs that people are having with their beautiful spirit guides. I'm super excited because for me, it was just life-changing, you know, it just changed everything for me when I started connecting with my beautiful spirit guides. And so we are super excited for this experience for others, you know, that they can have this connection with their beautiful spirit team. So if this is something that resonates with you, it's something that you really desire in your heart, come to the live event. It will be free. You can ask all your questions there, anything you need to know about the course after we walk you through what the course involves, like what we're going to be going through. And then each week it'll be a Zoom event. We'll record it. So if you can't catch it live, you can catch the replay. And, you know, we'll go through the videos together each week. There's a handbook, a workbook that we'll all be working through together. And you can ask your questions, you know, throughout the week as the weeks progress. You can send the emails, or there is a discussion area, you know, within the course that people can, you know, ask questions, make comments, share whatever's happening. And I can't wait. You know, for me, it's been one of the most wonderful things that has happened in my life. And to be able to assist others on that path that feel that this is their, you know, it's for them. And to be able to hear all the stories, you know, of connections that are happening and confirmations. I love confirmations. You know, when our beautiful spirit team sends us the confirmations to say, yes, this is a message I gave you, or this conversation was real, or all of that comes up, but we're not sure. Sometimes we seem to think we're imagining it, and it's not. It's real, you know? All right, my beautiful beings, we love you dearly. And we can't wait to see you at the live event and to have a chat about our beautiful spirit guides and what you can expect and what will unfold over the weeks. It's a 12-week course, 3 months. And we pray that in that time you can connect to at least one spirit guide that you know will be there for you in every moment for anything that you need. All right, my beautiful beings, we love you dearly. Bye for now. Remember to click like and subscribe. I think I forgot to say that. And we love you. Bye.